Hi everyone. Hello. Hi. Welcome to the Diasporic Nigerian. Hello, Lani. Thank you for joining. Hello. Hi everyone. Thanks for joining. It's very weird being live and talking to yourself, you know? It's just one of those things I will never understand, but I'm here for it still. Inform more people that we're going live. We have to chat with Azeezat. Hello, Chrissy. Hi. Hello. So nice to see all of you. Thank you for joining us today. In a few minutes, we're going to let Azeezat join us, and then we're going to get started. If you have friends that should be here that are not here, just go and tell them to come and join us so we can start this conversation, you know? But yeah, if you are on the Diasporic Nigerian page for the first time, welcome. My name is Mary. I am the founder. This is a multimedia platform that is dedicated to celebrating Nigerian excellence and also bringing you nostalgic memories. So if you're a runaway Nigerian like me, if you haven't gone back home in years, in my case, 11 years. This is a page just to bring community for you and to also remind you of home. So that's who we are. And these lives that we do bi-weekly are pretty much just part of our Nigerian Professional in Canada series. Our job here is just trying to highlight Nigerian professionals all across Canada, just to make sure that more people know about their services. And, you know, I want you to expand too. So, you know, this is like a perfect opportunity for you to do that. So in a few minutes, we're actually going to have Azeezat on here. And I see a request from her. But pretty much Azeezat is a private chef from Ottawa. And she's the founder of Z's Cookhouse. I will let her come on live, and then we're pretty much going to read her bio. I just sent a request, so she should be joining soon. But thank you all so much for joining us on the Diasporic Nigerian today. Hello! Thank you for joining us. You look so nice. Wow.
Thank
Look
you.
at you.
You know, thank you.
No problem. How's Ottawa today?
Hot. So yeah, I didn't really go out today. So I was just cooking in the morning and, you know.
As a chef, it's only on brand that you're cooking.
It's crazy, but we're doing it, you know.
All right. Okay, so I'm just going to read out your bio, and then I will still get you to explain who you are, because we know that bios don't do anybody justice. So we're gonna get started. But see, I have to make sure that I get the pronunciation of your last name right. So let's do this. Azeezat Kotun. Did I get it right?
Kotun, yeah.
Kotun, okay, I tried. Azeezat Kotun is a graduate from the University of Ottawa, and she has a bachelor's in honors. We have to say the honors. She has honors. She graduated with bachelor honors in communications. She works full-time Monday to Friday, but also runs a food business on the weekends. She's been running this business for about 4 years now, and this is 2 years after she came into Canada. Wow, look at you making waves. Come on. So when Azeezat is not cooking, she's either watching movies or praying, and she plans on owning her own restaurant in the nearest future. Amen. And as a communications graduate, it's only on brand that you also plan on owning a media company. We're here for it. We're here for it. We're going to be in this business together. Yes.
I know,
Yes.
right?
Yes. So welcome, Azeezat. Welcome to the Diasporic Nigerian. We're super excited to have you on here. If you're just joining us for the first time, welcome. We're live with Azeezat all the way from Ottawa, who is a private chef. And today we have a bunch of questions that we're going to be asking her just around her practice. And she's probably going to be giving some advice at the end, so make sure you stay tuned. Okay. So first of all, tell us about, like Cookhouse, like Z's Cookhouse. Tell us how that came together. I know you said you started it 2 years after you came into Canada. And I feel like when I came, I was still trying to, get on my feet. And look at you out here telling us that, you started like your business. So tell us about that.
Okay, so I'm just going to give like a background and stuff. So when I came into Canada, I was just, obviously, I was trying to get myself and stuff. And then in my first year, one day I just sat down and then I prayed. I know this might sound really cliche, but I actually did. And then I just told God that He should just guide me, because I wanted to do something. I wanted to do something with myself, with my life. And then I just prayed that He should guide me. So I used to work at Tim Hortons. Wasn't really a fantastic job. So I was frustrated, and then I left, and I was looking for another job. And then my friend Joyce, shout out to her, she told me, why don't you start a cooking business and stuff. I'm like, because she's like, I used to cook for people just for free, like nothing, like I just like to cook then. So I was like, I don't think I really can do that, because it was like cooking for myself alone is a bit stressful, to be honest. As much as I love cooking, it takes a lot. So I started it basically, and my first job was I cooked for someone's salad party and stuff. So it was good. I liked it, and then from there I started. But although while I was in school, I wasn't like so I wasn't so like I wasn't doing it every time because of my classes, and then I used to work part-time. So when people used to ask me for like, can I cook now or something, if I was working then or if I had exams, I used to like decline and stuff. So, but now that I'm done with school, now that I have like a fixed schedule, I work Monday to Friday and stuff, I just like, it's now really doing well. So I'm able to like take orders and stuff. So yeah, basically to just summarize everything, I prayed, God showed me the way. I honestly didn't learn how to cook. Not like I went to a school, or it just, I don't know, it just happened. So that's why I keep giving the credit to God, because I didn't learn how to cook or anything. It just happened.
That's good. That's actually, like, I know at first you said, oh, maybe that's cliche. It's not cliche. Like, I think when I was live with Yvonne too, I was just like, listen, like, if we don't put God, like, at the beginning of all these things, like, nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
Because I also remember when I was trying to come up with, like, a name for this brand, like, I've gone through, like, years of, like, supporting people with their brands, but I'm just like, I know that I'm very big on the Nigerian community. I know that, like, I've also been here for a while, and I'm just trying to do something for myself as well as the Nigerian community. I remember one day I was actually in Ottawa. I came for work, and I was just tired. I was praying, and I'm just like, when am I going to have like my own thing? This, that. And then literally as I was on my way out of Ottawa, like this name clicked. And I remember checking Instagram, I checked every single social media, and nobody had the name The Diasporic Nigerian. And I'm just like, how is it that a name like this, nobody has it already? And then I just took it, and I'm just like, thank you, God. And then I just like kind of rolled with it. So, don't say it's cliche. Like, it is what it is. We have to be proud.
But that's the story I always tell people. I'm like, I just prayed. Like,
Yeah.
I really just sat down that day and I'm like, God, I need to do something with my life. Like, I need you to show me the way, yeah? And, you know, and it's funny because God always answers my prayers. Every single thing I pray
That's
for.
good. That's good. So
Yeah.
let me tell people the first time that I tasted your food. So like with my former job, I used to travel a lot for work, and part of my job took me to Ottawa, and we were going to be in Ottawa for a month, and I was not trying to cook the entire month. I'm just like, am I supposed to carry my pot and pans water? I
Oh
was not
my
going
gosh,
to.
I think this was like 2 years ago or
This
something.
was like 2 years. Wow,
Okay.
that's so long ago. But you know, I love plantain porridge, and I was just like, even if I get jollof rice, even if I get any other thing, I want my plantain porridge. I just want to say that Azeezat's plantain porridge is a hit back to back. So if you've never tried it, right after this, make sure you place an order and like
Thank
get that.
you.
Like
Thank
all
you
her
so
dishes are
much.
great, but you know that plantain porridge is my favorite till date.
Thank
So I'm
you.
here for
Thank
it. No problem,
you.
no problem, no problem. Oh my gosh. Okay, so there is a couple questions that were submitted from some members of the diasporic Nigerian community. So I'm just going to start with the first question. So, how do you stand out in an industry that has a constant influx of new chefs, especially being a female chef in a male-dominated industry?
Ah, so sorry.
It's okay.
Obviously, I at first when I did, I don't think I've never like, maybe because I don't look at other people, yeah. I just really focus on myself and my uniqueness, and I always try to improve myself, especially for the fact that I didn't learn. I didn't like go to school for like catering or whatever. I always try to improve myself every time. And then every single day, there's someone that is probably graduating from a catering school, or someone is becoming a chef. Even today, I'm sure they give birth somewhere in the world, and they give birth to a chef. So if I keep focusing on other people or other brands or anything, I'm not going to like move forward. It's just like me running my race, and then I'm looking sideways. I'm looking at other people. Before I know it, like time has passed. I'm not like doing what I'm meant to do. So basically, I just focus on myself. And it doesn't mean that I follow other people, like I follow brands and I follow like other cooking pages and stuff. But I do that because I try to see like other ways I could maybe prepare jollof rice, other ways I could do something that would be faster for me. So yeah, I just focus on myself and not focus on any other person or any other brand. I just do my thing basically.
I think.
And then I'm like kind of full of like, I really take myself like this. So I think I'm like so good that
Mhm.
I just say, okay, it's just me. Yeah, so do your thing.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, that's very important. Like focus is important. Like especially there's always somebody who's always going to be doing something like us. And
Yeah,
then the moment like there's so many times where I've been like, oh, there's so many people who have these kinds of pages. And
yeah.
then I sometimes they follow me and I'm just like, what is this? Like why are you following me? I don't know what you're trying to do. But it's just important to know that there's always going to be people who are
Mm-hmm.
going to do something like you, but nobody's going to do it like you ever. Like you are that person. Like your taste is different from every other person's taste, and
Exactly.
you got to focus on that. I like that. I like that. So the next question is, how did you set up yourself as a private chef? So what are some do's? What are some don'ts? Talk about operations, logistics, etc.
Okay. I think I already like gave a background story, like
Mm-hmm.
literally, or how I became a chef, a private chef. But like, to be honest, it's not like it's an easy thing to do. But I would say for dues, you have to be really consistent. Like I saw the difference between, or I'm noticing the difference between when I first started and I was still in school, and now that I'm just doing my thing. So I would really just say that consistency is really key. Also, try new things. Like, don't be in a box. I try almost every time to cook like other dishes, you know, it doesn't really have to be Nigerian dishes or stuff. Like I try to do other type of things. I watch other people's pages. Like I follow about, I'm sure I follow like 10, at least 10 food pages. I watch like Netflix shows like Chef's Table and all that stuff because I try to see what, and it's not just about the food, my brand, what people are like doing different with themselves, because I plan on owning my restaurants by myself. So I want to see how like people are being like, people are setting up their stuff. And you know, even if that's the goal in the future, but even if that's not what I'm doing right now, I can still kind of, I can take those little things and add it now to myself. And then I always take feedbacks every time I, you know, send out an order. I'm asking, you know, how was it, that kind of stuff, just so that I know like where to make myself better, where to make myself stronger, and like just hear back their feedbacks, because that also makes me happy too. For don'ts, I would say don't compromise your quality. If you know that you are doing something good, like if what you're doing is good, you have to keep doing it, and don't let, okay, so this is the thing. It is really hard to run a food business here in Canada because people think, or like when people see jollof rice, they just think is I just do like this, abracadabra, everything. No, honestly, that's what they think. Because when I give them the price, you know, they're like, is it not just
Jollof rice?
Oh, well, go buy the stuff, go cook yourself, you know. But like, as hard as it is, like back home in Nigeria, I think it's easier to run it there, especially for logistics, as you mentioned. Here, they don't really have like bikes that you can just put the food in and then have it delivered to them. I usually use like Uber, or like I tell them to come pick it up themselves, that kind of, especially for that I don't drive. So I just tell them to pick it up, or like I use Uber. And when I not tell them like the prices, they're like, you know, they don't think they can afford it, that kind of stuff. So I always say don't take responsibility for the logistics. Like don't think, okay, because you want to make money or because you want to take up this order, you know, you're like saying, okay, I would deliver it to you. And then at that time, you're wasting your time. You know, maybe you could have probably used it to do something else. I would also say don't pressure yourself to take orders. You know, at times I'm like extremely tired. Like I just want to rest, because cooking is, as fun as it is for me, it can be really stressful. So I just say don't put pressure on yourself. Sometimes I have to decline some just because I need to rest, not just for my body, but my mental health too, because I also work and stuff. Even if I was doing this full time, I think that's what I would have done too. Just I don't put pressure on myself. Yeah, I think that's about it for do's and don'ts. Also try to brand yourself, even as little as, because when I package my food, I always put like a card in it with my email address and everything. So like just brand yourself. Always try to promote yourself. Try to promote, even if you're cooking jollof rice every day, post it, let people know that you cook jollof rice. So yeah, I'll just say that.
Okay, those are really cool things. So if you're just joining us and you missed what Azeezat just said, someone asked a question about the do's and don'ts of being a private chef, and some of the do's that she shared were consistency, try new things, don't be in a box, make sure you take feedback, brand and promote yourself. And then for don't, she said, don't compromise on your quality. Don't pressure yourself. I think it's important to note that like for everything that we do, there's do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
And I think like on your page, I've also seen you say, oh, you have to order by this time and that time. Like
Yeah.
how do you balance that? Because I know
Okay.
that there's people who just expect you again to just produce the food under 30 minutes and deliver the food. So how do you set up like those boundaries and make sure that you're still like, producing food in a good, capacity for people?
I just say, sorry, unfortunately, I can't take it. I'm like, I only do like weekend deliveries or weekend orders. I could only take weekend orders. There's sometimes that people message me like, hey, can you deliver blah 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 today? I'm like, no. Sometimes it could be like they don't order during the week, they order like during the weekend, and then it could be Saturday and I'm like, okay, when do you need it? They're like Sunday, I'm like, okay, I could take it. So it really depends on what time it is, where you're ordering to, if you're ordering like lots of things, like different things, and you're just ordering at 5 p.m. on Saturday, I will not be able to take it. So I just politely decline.
Yeah, that's nice. Sometimes like people have like a problem saying no. So being in
Yeah.
this type of business and being able to set your boundaries, I think
Mm-hmm.
that's very important. So I think there's a mix of people on the live right now, but for the people in Ottawa, do you want to tell them like what your hours are? Like pretty much like when should people order? What is your cutoff time? Can they order for next weekend right now?
Yeah. She sent me a DM. Yes, you can order. So basically, from anytime from Monday to Friday, please, if you can, before 5 p.m., do it. Just order between Monday to Friday. You could also try on Saturday if you want it for Sunday. It really depends, but it's basically between Monday to Friday. I stopped taking orders at 5 p.m. on Friday. So
Okay. How do you gauge like how much groceries you buy? Because now I feel like you have to be in the grocery store literally every single
yes, I'm always at the grocery store. Like, it's funny because yesterday I took an Uber back home, and the
yeah.
guy is like, "Do you always shop every weekend?" I'm like, "Excuse me, what?" It's like, I took you last weekend. I'm like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "Yes." Like at the African store, they're like my friends now. Like,
Yeah.
I always go there every week. But yeah, what I do is because I know like I mostly do like 3 liters bowl or like trays. So I know what I want. I always write the list. I always write the list and then I follow that and I just take it from there basically. Yeah.
Okay.
But like my orders, I always ask people to customize it. So some people want extra spicy, some people want spicy, some people want just maybe goat's meat, some people want. So I just charge based on that. I don't like. That's why I don't have a menu. I
Yeah.
just charge based on what you order. Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. I remember when I was ordering, I was just like, please not spicy because I cannot eat
Yeah.
spicy food. I'm that one Edo girl that cannot eat spicy food. So I can't. But that's important that you're also letting people customize things according to their
Yeah.
taste. I know like for other people that might be their boundary. They're just like, oh, this is how we cook, we make
Mm-hmm.
our own food, so this is how you eat
Yes.
your own food. So I think it's important that you're still being like, oh yeah, just let me know like what you want, and then I will just charge you like based on that. So that's good. Another question that I have here. This one's long, so let me focus. So this person says cooking is an emotional profession, and it's been known to produce a lot of chefs who fall into depression, fatigue, and all of that. Like, how do you ensure that you're keeping yourself in check in such a high demand and stressful profession?
Okay. When you said emotional, I was like, emotional, like I don't know, I don't think so. But I get what the person means, like, when you're like lots of orders, you're like that kind of stuff. But yeah, I always make sure I'm in the right frame of mind to cook. One, I always make sure I'm not so tired. Um, I try to just really, the thing is, make sure your head is there. Eh? Do not let anybody stress you. Me, if I see stress like this, I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't do it. Because actually, people do not really and it's not like they are doing it on purpose. Yeah, they don't really understand what's like the thing we have to go to. We have to go buy the stuff. We have to start cooking. We have to clean up after. We have to make sure that the food is good, that kind of stuff. So just always put yourself first. I mean, you want to make money, you want to make sure that you're providing good quality for, because if you're not in a good state of mind, you're not going to offer the best type of, service. So always just make sure that your head is there. Oh, I'm sounding so. Your mental health is in check, one. And then I try to, if I want to rant or something, I talk to my sisters, I call my boyfriend, and like just like rant, and I just try not to put. Also, I try not to put those emotions on my clients or my customers. I try to like rant it out to people that are close to me. So I don't personally think, like, when it comes to emotions, I do not really think it's like emotional job, but I get what the person means by, because it could be stressful, like it could really be stressful. But yeah, just make sure that you don't stress yourself. That's it. Honestly, if I see stress like this,
Yeah,
I
you're
used to
right.
run. Seriously.
But that's good that you're able to identify it. So, I know you said you're working on Monday to Friday,
Mhm.
and then the next thing you're buying groceries, and then you're cooking. So, when do you actually find time to rest? When do you turn off?
Oh, I don't turn off. Like, I don't go out. I'm more of a home person. I'm always on the phone, So I wake up very early in the morning, like 3 o'clock. I've started cooking and
Wait,
stuff.
wait, 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 wait. Hold on. You said 3 o'clock, like
3,
3 a.m. in the morning.
yeah, 3 in the morning. I wake up.
Hey.
I wake up and I cook. So latest by 9,
Uh-huh.
depending on like how many orders I have. Latest by 9 a.m. I'm done. So I just use the remaining day to. That's why I try to do everything on Saturday. Sundays I'm like resting. I'm cleaning my room, or you know watching Yoruba movies. I'm always watching Yoruba movies. So yeah.
But that's important. That's how you relax on Sundays.
For my
You relax.
sanity, and to laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Because I'm just like, when do you find? But then you say you wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning. That
Yeah,
checks out.
I
But I'm just
do.
like, yo, even sometimes waking up at like 5 a.m. Every time I'm
It's
just like, yeah, we wake up at 5 a.m. to go and take a walk. It doesn't happen. 7 o'clock. That's when I wake up. So for you to have that discipline of waking up at
Mhm.
3 a.m. in the morning to prepare all those orders, I think that's like beautiful. And discipline is one of those things that we need to like continue to be consistent with, like, in our
Yeah.
lives. But if you're just joining us, welcome. This is the Diasporic Nigerian, and today we're meeting Azeezat, who's a private chef all the way from Ottawa, and we just have like a few more questions, so stay tuned. All right, so what is the best part about being a private chef? What is the best part about this profession?
To me, is the first is getting feedbacks. I love people. I love hearing people say, "Oh my gosh, that food was bomb! Oh my gosh!" So yeah, like I like seeing people like happy. I like just getting the feedbacks. Also, the process of cooking. I don't know. It's probably like a weird thing to me. I cook, and the finished product is like, it makes me really happy. That's why I'm always putting it on my Instagram, and I really like it. So that's really like the best part for me. And also being able to communicate with my clients, and just like hearing like the different type of food people like to eat, their taste. Sometimes I get orders and I'm like, what?
What's that?
you
Why
know
are you saying
but it's
that?
interesting because it also like exposes you to not just your box. It's not just about jollof rice, or it's not just about chicken stew. People eat different things. you know like, I didn't used to eat okra till I started getting like orders for okra, and then people want this in it, they want this in it. Or I had like an order last week where the person wanted shaki and chicken in stew, and I'm like, that's like, it's like two different type of things. But yeah, just listening to other people's needs and stuff and what like they eat kind of excites me too.
That is interesting. That is interesting. So have you ever had a bad day on the job?
Wait,
All
like
those
you
rants
mean?
that you've had, all those rants that you've had with your sister or your boyfriend.
Oh,
Think about them.
oh my God! I just remembered one. Shit. Oh shit.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-mm-mm. So,
Hi, Aziz.
I'm not gonna sound rude, but so there's this guy. He called me and he tested my food. He liked it, and he said, okay, I'm going to just say one. He said, I would like to order a foreign. I'm like, okay, sure. He mentioned all the type of meats in the world, and I'm like, yeah, no problem. Is that everything you want? I want dry fish too. Okay, no problem. How many liters? 3 liters. And I gave him my price. He said, it's too much. I said, she's what you wanted. Now that's why I charged you. And I said, okay, how much is it if you remove out this meat, this meat? I'm like, that's how much it is. He's like, there's too much now. That okay, can I bring the food myself? Like bring the bring
All
the
the
groceries.
ingredients.
And I said, yeah, sure, no problem. He said, it was like, how much is it? How much is it? I'm like, that's how much it is. He said, Dad, I just want to pay $20.
For all that
What?
obstacle inside the
I said, please, where you're coming, bring your lights, bring your pot, bring your salt, bring your gas cooker. You must bring everything. Those kind of things, like they really, really, it's kind of annoying. At the same time, honestly, I don't do it anymore. If I tell you my price and you're like, it's too much, blah blah blah, bye.
That's it, goodbye.
It's cause like back home, it's kind of easier to get these things, especially in bulk. But yeah, things are pricey, especially things that they have to import here. So people don't really understand. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of an insult to me too. Like, what? Really? Don't pay $20 for what? Seriously. Anyways, the guy, because he tasted my food from his roommate and stuff, the guy got mad, he didn't order. I'm like, okay, no problem. Honestly, I don't like to do rubbish job. Please, I would rather not have money. I would rather just lie down and chill and watch my movie than get something that would stress me emotionally. Huh? Most of the time, you know how to end up using your own money to buy the things for them. So yeah, I've had like a couple of, I don't want to say crazy, but like, a couple of, that type of customers. So,
yeah, that's so interesting because I feel like a lot of times, like people think like this job is just like people don't think emotional labor counts as like anything. Like there's both emotional and there's like physical labor, and people don't see the need to pay you that much money. Maybe they went to a specific restaurant and they got it for like this price, and then they expect
the funny thing, they can go to they can go to one of all those fancy restaurants and buy just maybe salad for $50. Something that you only eat once. But when it's time for them to pay, like, it's not just jollof rice. I'm like, I don't grow a farm in my house. Even if I do, it is labor. I have to dig and plant and everything. But yeah, they don't really understand. They just think that when they see jollof rice, it's like, jollof rice manifests and then it comes, yeah.
That's actually wild. So if you're on this call, don't be pricing. This is not Nigeria. Let's just be straight. Like this is not Nigeria. Like stop trying to haggle price. Stop trying to bargain the price. Because when you go and buy your groceries to go and cook for yourself, like you're not bargaining the price. You're paying the price. when you go to a restaurant, sometimes they even force you to tip, and you tip them. So when somebody is cooking homemade food for you, it's different, and you need to compensate them for their time and add tip on top. So like
Exactly.
I feel like you people don't even ask for tips. You people that are home chef, you people don't do all these
We
things.
don't even charge taxis,
You know, you don't
like
charge
I
taxes.
just give you a good price and then you start insulting me and I'm like, bye. Like seriously. And I'm not that nice. So, once my mouth is very sharp. I just used to be like, but now I've kind of calmed down. I'll just be like, sorry, that's my price. Have a good day. If you cannot, if you cannot, yes, tax. I'm not charging tax. When people go to the restaurants, don't they charge people tax?
All the taxes,
Yeah.
GST, HST, they charge you.
Exactly.
Yo, that's actually really wild. But no, if you're here, the next time you order from somebody, please don't argue with them about their price. Please make
Yeah.
sure that you even tip them. You know, we're all talking about supporting Black businesses at this point, but I feel like sometimes we just say all these things for lip service, and then when it's time to actually support a Black business, then we're looking for excuses as to why we should not support them the way they need to be supported. And
Mm-hmm.
that's not how we progress as a community, you know. We want people who are professionals in their field to be able to grow in their craft, and part of them growing in their craft is us supporting you folks when you decide to, like when you give us a price and all of that. I think for me, like for a while, I'm just like, I'm not even going to argue price. Like I don't think that that's something that I've done before. If I can't afford it, I can't afford it. That's just what it is.
Exactly. And the truth is, I understand it can really be pricey sometimes.
Mhm.
Pricey to the quality. It's not just unnecessarily pricey. But if you cannot afford it, just be like, okay, that's a little bit above my budget. I don't think I can afford it. Thank you. Simple. Let everybody be nice to each other and respect each other. Don't come and start telling me, Auntie, it's too much. Uncle, go and cook your food by yourself. Like, seriously, I just thought, like, and the thing that annoy me, so they tell me, Auntie, it's not just jollof rice, it's not just okra. Really? No offense to the guys, but it's mostly the guys that always do that. Like, they always come and tell you that it's not just this. But yeah.
I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay, so
It's
let's switch
alright.
it a little bit. Let's switch it a little bit from Z's cookhouse. So I know that you graduated as a communications major with honors. We have to put the honors
Yo,
on the
I worked
title.
for that
You
shit.
know.
Like, I did so much for that. So yeah.
I can't deal. But where do you see like yourself balancing, like your love for communications and having like a business and you wanting to own a restaurant? How do you think all those things are going to come together, let's say in the future?
That's nice.
Sorry, this one I did not prepare you for this one.
No,
I'm
that's
sorry.
okay. That's okay. I actually usually I think about it all the time, but it's just me being able to promote my business. Me using my marketing media skills to promote my catering, promote my restaurant, and using, because you can't just run a business. You have to also think about the branding and everything. So that also helps me because in communication we also do like a little bit of branding and all that stuff. So I'm able to infuse communication in catering by just pushing out my brand and sharing recipes, creating recipes that would also like attract people and stuff to my business. So yeah, that's what I
That's good. That's good. You talk about, learning about branding and all that thing. And then I think about my degree from my university, my
What did you?
communications degree
Oh,
from my
you did
uni.
communications too.
Listen, let's not even talk about communications at York because I'm just like, I could have gone anywhere else. I mean, York is great sometimes, but for comms, I just felt like I wasted years. But that's by the side. Do you think that in the nearest future, like your restaurant is going to be in Ottawa, or do you see yourself going to another city?
The truth, Nigeria.
Come
I
on.
cannot. Like, well, I don't want to say I cannot. By God's grace, inshallah, I would have a branch here in Canada. If it's going to be anywhere, maybe Toronto. But really, I do not plan on running my restaurants in Canada. Just because I think of I plan on moving back though, but just because I think of the like it's going to be a lot, the cost and everything, having to like yeah, like back home it's very easy for you to get a land and build your stuff and forget about paying rent. But yeah, you have to think about paying rent. You have to think about other costs like lights, everything. I'm not saying they don't have that cost back home, but I just think it's easier for me and just for anybody. But if God wills, it's going to be in Toronto.
Yeah. Okay. So for people that's in Ottawa, you should better order from Azeezat now before my girl's like, bigger and has other branches. Order from her now. I can't
So that I'll remember you when I'm in my kingdom.
Exactly. Okay. So the last question that I have, it's not really a question, it's more like a request. Can you give us like 5 cooking tips just to help us reduce cooking time I don't like to be in the kitchen for that long, anything that makes the cooking time shorter, I'm here for it. So give us 5 tips, please.
Okay, so one, you have to get good equipment. Like you have to get great. Like I invest, like most of the things I buy or where my money goes to is either kitchen stuff. If you want even quality food too. But talking about fast methods is for example, like deep fryer. If you're frying plantain or anything and then you're using just like a normal pan, you have to start turning it and everything. But if you get a deep fryer, just put everything inside. Please sit down, watch your movie, come back, put it up, just things like that. Get good. Like now I don't chop with my hands. I have a processor where I just put it in there and then just chops it for me. So yeah, invest in good kitchen equipment. It can be pricey sometimes, but I think that's the best way. Also prep your food early enough. Like if you're going to maybe be cooking later in the day, start by like if you're going to chop your onions or whatever, do everything in the morning, just get everything ready. Also clean your, like ensure there's enough room and space, because by the time you're putting something here, you put something here, put something here, everything is falling down. You have to pick that and then you start screaming and shouting and you're like, yeah. So just make sure that the place is cleaned up. You have enough space. I will also say boil water. Every time I cook, there's always like water ready, because you always need water. You always need it to do something. Like you don't want to start, even like the boiled water alone helps the food to cook faster too. You don't have to, if you're pouring like normal cold water and stuff, you have to wait for it to like boil and stuff. So yeah, what else? How many have I mentioned now? I think
I've mentioned 4.
Oh, thank God.
You can keep going. You can do more than 5. It's fine.
Oh, 4. Okay. Last one. What really helps me is really tough. Honestly, it just comes naturally. So, you guys should help me.
I think like on your page, I think it was actually on your page that I learned that, like putting onions like in the beans, like I think like that helps it cook faster or something.
Yeah,
I think I learned that from
onions. You could use ginger to do beans to make it faster. What else? I know there's something like that I know or have in mind.
I think there was something else too. I remember screenshotting it, and I'm just like, I will ask Azeezat one day about this, and now I forgot to.
Jollof rice. If you're cooking jollof rice and you want it to, fast, something like that, just use foil to cover it. If you don't really have foil, you could use like paper. Just cover it up and then put it on low, like maybe like one or something, and then cover it up. It cooks really fast, actually, because then like it's heating up and stuff. Um, what else? What else? Yeah, marinate your chicken. Marinate them like I usually marinate like if you want it to be extremely nice, I just marinate by like 2-3 days before.
Wow.
But obviously, don't pour all the this thing like don't put excess of it. Excess of it. Just put like little, not little, but like moderate amount of time needed, and then I put them in the fridge. What else? Yeah. Onion kind of makes everything easy. I've heard four also gives a passage a lot. Not really, to be honest. But if you really want to get that patty jollof taste, what I do is once the jollof is soft enough, I just especially here because you can't really get like that firewood taste because you can't really use firewood. I just put it on like the highest so it like burns and then I mix them together so everything is like really smoky. So that's what I basically do. The four one gives I don't know. But then I also think when you use wooden spoon, it really helps a lot. So
Really? How though? How? Because sometimes I try, but I don't know if it makes a difference.
so when like the food is burning, yeah, and then like honestly I don't know, but it's just it's just easier to stir, the I don't want to say why I don't know, but
I mean, I feel like I see that though, because like it's easier to like turn it like especially the burnt rice. It's easier for that part to get into the rest of the rice and then get mixed up. So opposed to using a regular black spoon from somewhere. So
exactly.
I think I actually see where you're coming from, but I'm here for that. Let me write that down to wooden spoon. When this man comes back, when he's cooking jollof for me next time, I'll be like, babe, wooden spoon,
Okay. I'm also thinking of another thing. Oh yeah, lemon helps chicken. Like if you're actually lemon helps chicken, beef, fish. If you want to like use lemon juice or anything, it really helps in your cooking and stuff. Try out new like spices. I basically go to the grocery store and then I buy like everything. I buy like I see Caribbean spice, I buy it. I see Indian spice, I buy it. Anything, I do buy it, and then especially my jollof, I add everything into my jollof just because it gives it like this different taste and stuff. Also, another tip I could share is if you've added like Maggi or anything, you just need very little salt because even in the Maggi itself, there's like salt in it and stuff. So what I always do is I add my curry, Maggi, every other thing, and then I add my salt last. I taste it and then make sure that it's good enough. Then I now add salt. If it's too spicy, I add salt and then too much salt too is not really good. So
yeah. That's fair. That's fair. Well, thank you for all those tips. But before we go, I have like a question. Have you ever used soya spice to fry eggs before?
Egg.
I'm not lying. Like it bangs. Like it's so good.
Wait, what type of egg? Like peppered egg or
like just regular scrambled eggs? Like I put soya. I'm not lying. All of you guys are watching. Try it one day and let me know how it tastes.
Wait, what type of like scrambled, like the one where you add milk and stuff? Or...
Yes, and then I add like a little bit. I add a little bit of the soya spice. It tastes really good. I don't know why. Like I think somebody told me, and I was like, it's not possible. And then I tried it, and I've not stopped since I found that out. I've not stopped using soya spice for my eggs. It's so good.
I only use salt and black pepper for my. That's it. But I could try.
Try it and let me know.
I could try.
I can do. I see that tasting. I see. Yes, yes. Okay. So before we go, because I'm concerned about Instagram cutting this off, but
Oh shit, it's
pretty
true.
much I'm just
Sorry.
going
Oh,
to
shit.
go over like the do's and don'ts for being a private chef. Again, make sure you are consistent. Make sure you're trying new things. Don't be in a box. Be ready to take feedback and just be ready to brand and always promote yourself. And then in terms of don'ts, like make sure you're not compromising on your quality because of something that someone wants, and make sure that you don't put too much pressure on yourself. And now, in terms of the food tips that you've given us, you said that we should buy good equipment, use a deep fryer or an air fryer if you're not about the oil life. Get your food processor, prep your food early or ahead of
There you
time
go.
because key. Make sure you're cleaning your surroundings. Don't just leave things around because
Exactly.
it's
And
not
you're
good.
using like anything, put it back because things
Yes.
will fall and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Make sure you boil your water ahead of time. That's a very good tip. I
Yeah.
love that because sometimes I just use water, and now you saying, oh, using already boiled water actually makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense. So I'm here for that. Use foil to cover your jollof, put it on low so it has that, that taste that you want. You can marinate your chicken like 2 to 3 days ahead of time. Also use like wooden spoons to like stir that your jollof rice. Lemon also helps with like chicken, beef, fish. For vegetarians and vegans out there, I'm sure it helps with tofu somehow. We'll figure that out. We'll explore that.
Oh, are you a
Um,
vegetarian?
I'm transitioning into like pescatarian and then vegetarian. So I'm trying to
Go girl.
do all my seafood.
You will never find me there. Never.
I'm crying. I'm crying. And then you also said, let's try new spices. And if you've already added Maggi to your foods, just add a little bit of salt after because the Maggi already has a lot of salt. So just be careful so that your food is not over salty. So those were some of the tips that you shared with us. Is there any final thing you want to say to us before Instagram cuts us off?
Thank you guys so much for always referring me. Thank you, Mary, for this opportunity. I actually do appreciate it. Please do follow Diasporic Nigerian. Follow these cookers. Please also feel free to ask me for any type of recipe because I noticed I'm lacking behind, and that's because of the amount of orders I get, which I'm really grateful for. So feel free to ask me for recipes, tips on anything. I would answer your question. Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart, and I pray for you guys too.
Wow, wow, wow. All of you that joined in, thank you. I know some of you just joined now, but we're ending. But thank you so much for joining us on the
Thank you,
Iceberg
Shala.
Nigerian
Thank you, Tijo.
today.
Thank you, everybody, for
Yes. Yes. I'm going to save this video so all of you can come back and come and watch this video. You can share it, let people know. And then later on, I'm going to make a separate post just with the tips that like you shared. Just so you know, we're all plugging everyone in. Nobody's being left behind. So yeah, but thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule. I know we've tried to push this date, but we made it work.
Everyone.
So thank you so much for making time out to join us on the Iceberg Nigerian today, and everybody who's in the comments. Thank you for coming to support Azeezat. Thank you for following in advance. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Well done. I wish you all the best in this, and I hope to see great things still coming up.
Sure. Amen. Amen. We're going to own those media houses. We're going to own them by God's grace. Yes.
Thank you. All right.
All right. Take care, y'all. Bye.
Bye.